Morning, grade 12s. I'm I'm your geography tutor for today. Last week we did rural settlements. So this week we will be doing urban settlements. So let's start. Urban settlements. When you hear the word settlement means a place where people live. Okay. So the function of an urban settlement, we said rural is a unifunction. So urban is multifunctional, meaning it has many functions. For example, they have both secondary and tertiary activities. When we talk about secondary activities, we talk about factories and manufacturing. When we talk about tertiary activities, we talk about services. So, urban settlements has both secondary and tertiary activities. Moving along, now we look at the size and the complexity of urban settlement. So, urban settlement consists of a town, a city, a metropolis, a conurbation, and a megapolis. You will be asked these type of questions in your exams, and you must be able to define which each one means. So let's start. A town is a densely populated place. An example, Beaufort West. A city is a large town where many people live and work. A metropolis is the main city in a region surrounded by dependent towns. In our case, it's Cape Town. Cape Town is our metropolis. Conurbation is a large area formed by growth, colonies of a number of cities and towns. The example of a conurbation is Witwatersrand. The fifth one is a megapolis. Even the name tells you how big it is. It's a megapolis. It's a gigantic urban complex formed when a number of conurbations join. An example is New York City. So a megapolis is where conurbations join. When conurbation joins, they form a megapolis. In this case, our example of a megapolis is New York City. The third one is factors influencing the site and the situation of a settlement. So the physical factors would be fresh water. Everyone wants to live near fresh water because we need water to survive. A good drainage system. The aspects of a slope. When we talk about aspects of a slope, it depends whether you want to live high up in the slope or low down over mountains. Either you want to live high up in the mountain or low down in the mountain. And the last one is resources. And the social factors is transport route. When they talk about transport routes, they talk about people that go to work. And obviously, when you go to work, not everyone has a vehicle. So you look at, will there be taxis, will there be buses where you will live in order for you to transport to work every day. The second one is food supply. And then the third one is harbors. Okay, so now we'll be looking at central places. We'll be looking at central places, trade, transport, towns and cities. We'll be looking at specialized towns and cities. So, number one, central places. There's lower order goods and services and higher order goods and services. The lower order goods and services is food that you need, food that you often need, which is bread, milk, and lower order goods and services have a smaller threshold population. Higher order goods and services has a larger threshold population. Also, there are several shops and services in the lower order goods and services. In the higher order goods and services, there are less shops and services. Number two, trade/transport, towns/cities. Okay, break of bulk is a transport change from sea to land or from land to sea. An example is Cape Town at the harbour. Junction, the intersection of two main transport routes. An example is in DR. So there is an example of junction. And a gap is a point of access of physical barrier, like a mountain pass. An example is Worcester. When you go to Worcester, it's either you take the tunnel or you go on top of the tunnel. That's where you will see the mountain pass, the physical barrier. The third one is specialized towns/cities. So mining, I found that Welkom is known for mining, and education, Stellenbosch. Yeah, but that's what I saw, Stellenbosch. Industrial, Secunda. The resort is Margate, and commuter is Soweto. When they do speak about a commuter is someone which goes to work, whether you use taxi, whether you use bus, whether you use train, that's a commuter. So when they talk about education, they chose the town Stellenbosch. I think because of the University of Stellenbosch, but I just feel like there are all other places with other universities that's also known for their universities, but in this case we're focusing on Stellenbosch. Yes, that's it for today. So today we did settlements, urban settlements. We did the sizes and complexity. We said urban settlements is multifunctional. It has a secondary and a tertiary activity. We looked at several central places. We looked at trade, transport, towns and cities. We looked at specialized towns and cities. So that's it for today. Next week we will do activities based on rural, urban settlements and urban settlements. Thank you, grade 12s. Bye.